In a small village in Nigeria, there lived a young girl named Edena. Edena was kind, brave, and loved by everyone in the village. She lived with her father, who was a fisherman, and her stepmother, Neka. Edena's mother had passed away when she was very young, and soon after, her father married Neka, who had a daughter named Chika. Chika was the same age as Edena but very different in nature. She was often jealous of Edena's kindness and the love she received from the villagers. Neka, too, was not very kind to Edena. She always treated Chika better and gave her more attention. One day, a wise old man named Bobais came to the village. He was known to have the power to see people's destinies and help them achieve their true potential. Bobais gathered all the children in the village and told them about a special gift he would give to the most deserving child. This gift was said to help the child fulfill their greatest destiny. The children were excited, and so were Edena and Chika. Bobais tested the children's hearts, looking for kindness, bravery, and honesty. Edena's heart shone the brightest, and Bobais chose her to receive the special gift. When Neka heard that Edena was chosen, she was very jealous. She wanted Chika to have the gift instead. That night, while Edena was sleeping, Neka sneaked into her room and took the special gift from her. She then gave it to Chika, telling her that it was hers all along. The next morning, Bobais returned to the village to see how Edena was doing with the special gift. He was surprised to find that Edena looked sad and confused. Meanwhile, Chika was boasting to everyone about her new gift. Bobais knew something was wrong. He called Edena to him and asked her what had happened. With tears in her eyes, Edena explained how she woke up to find her special gift missing. Bobais listened carefully and decided to find out the truth. He gathered all the villagers and asked them to come to the village square. With a loud voice, he called Neka and Chika forward. He asked Neka if she had taken Edena's gift. Neka denied it, but Bobais could see through her lies. Bobais decided to test Chika. He asked her to show what she could do with the special gift. Chika tried, but nothing happened. The villagers whispered among themselves, realizing that the gift did not belong to Chika. Bobais then turned to Edena and asked her to step forward. Though she was afraid, Edena stepped forward bravely. Bobais gave her a small piece of the gift he had kept aside. As soon as Edena touched it, a bright light shone around her. Everyone could see that Edena was the true owner of the gift. Neka and Chika felt ashamed, but Bobais had a kind heart. He told the villagers that it was important to forgive and learn from their mistakes. He gave Edena the full gift back and told her to use it wisely. Edena's heart was full of joy and gratitude. She promised to help her village and use her gift for good. But Bobais also gave a warning: if anyone tried to steal someone else's destiny again, they would face serious consequences. The villagers cheered for Edena, and she felt loved more than ever. But little did she know, her journey was just beginning, and many adventures awaited her. Edena's new gift brought many changes to her life. With the power of the special gift, she could talk to animals, heal the sick, and help crops grow. The villagers admired her even more, and her father was very proud of her, but Neka and Chika were still jealous. They couldn't forget how the villagers praised Edena. Neka, especially, was determined to find a way to make Chika more important than Edena. One day, a mysterious traveler named Adebayo arrived in the village. He was a tall man with a long, flowing robe and a staff that seemed to glow in the dark. Adebayo claimed to know secrets of ancient magic and offered to teach anyone who was interested. Neka saw this as a perfect opportunity. She went to Adebayo secretly and asked him to help Chika become more powerful than Edena. Adebayo listened carefully and agreed to help, but he warned Neka that magic could be dangerous if not used wisely. Neka didn't care, she just wanted Chika to have what Edena had. Adebayo gave Neka a special potion and told her to give it to Chika at midnight, under the light of the full moon. The potion would grant Chika special powers, but only if her heart was pure. Neka, blinded by jealousy, didn't think about this condition. That night, Neka gave the potion to Chika. Chika drank it eagerly, hoping to become as powerful as Adana. But instead of gaining powers, Chika felt a strange sensation. Her heart wasn't pure, and the potion began to have a different effect. She started to feel weaker and weaker. The next morning, Chika couldn't get out of bed. She was very ill, and Neka was frantic with worry. She realized her mistake and decided to seek help from Adana. Swallowing her pride, she went to Adana's house and begged for her help. Adana, with her kind heart, agreed to help. She used her gift to find out what had happened to Chika. She discovered that the potion had poisoned Chika because her heart was filled with jealousy and anger. Adana knew that the only way to heal Chika was to make her heart pure. Adana spent days and nights taking care of Chika, telling her stories of kindness, forgiveness, and love. Slowly, Chika began to change. She realized how wrong it was to be jealous and how much better it felt to be kind. As her heart changed, she started to feel better. One morning, Chika woke up feeling healthy and happy. She thanked Adana for saving her life. Neka, too, realized her mistakes and apologized to Adana. She promised to treat her like her own daughter. From that day forward, Adana forgave them both, and the family became closer than ever. With her gift, Adana continued to help the village, and now she had Chika and Neka by her side, supporting her every step of the way. But their story was far from over. One day, a messenger arrived in the village with news of a great challenge that would test Adana's powers and bravery like never before. A dark force was spreading in the nearby forest, and only Adana could save the village from its dangers. Adana knew this was her destiny calling. She prepared herself for the journey, knowing that she would need all her courage and the support of her family to face the challenges ahead. The villagers gathered to wish her well, and Adana set off on her new adventure, ready to prove that true power came from a pure heart and a brave spirit. Adana set off towards the forest, with her father, Neka, and Chika waving goodbye. She felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness as she ventured into the unknown. Baba Ease had given her a special charm to protect her on her journey and a map that showed the way to the heart of the forest where the dark force was strongest. As she entered the forest, the trees seemed to whisper, and the air grew cooler. Adana walked carefully, keeping her eyes and ears open for any sign of danger. The forest was full of life, with birds singing and animals moving about. But Adana knew that somewhere within this beautiful place lurked a dark force that threatened her village. After walking for hours, Adana reached a small clearing. In the middle stood a tall, ancient tree with a hollow trunk. She felt a strange energy coming from the tree and decided to rest there for a while. As she sat down, she noticed a small, frightened rabbit hiding in the bushes. "Don't be afraid," Adana said softly. "I won't hurt you." The rabbit slowly came out of hiding and approached her. Adana used her gift to talk to the rabbit. "I'm here to stop the dark force that's spreading in the forest. Do you know where it is?" The rabbit nodded and pointed with its tiny paw towards the deeper part of the forest. "It's beyond the river," the rabbit said. "There's a cave where the darkness comes from. Be careful, many have tried to enter but never returned." "Thank you," Adana said, gently petting the rabbit. "I'll be careful." Adana continued her journey, following the rabbit's directions. She reached the river as the sun was setting. The river was wide, with fast-flowing water, and there was no bridge in sight. Adana knew she needed to find a way across. She looked around and saw a family of beavers nearby. "Hello, beavers," Adana called out. "Can you help me cross the river?" The beavers were happy to help. They quickly built a sturdy bridge using logs and branches. Adana thanked them and carefully crossed to the other side. As night fell, Adana saw the cave entrance glowing faintly in the distance. She knew this was where the dark force resided. Gathering her courage, she entered the cave. Inside, the air was thick and heavy, and a strange, eerie light flickered on the walls. Adena walked deeper into the cave until she reached a large, dark chamber. In the center of the chamber was a pool of black water, bubbling and swirling with dark energy. Adena could feel the evil presence within the pool, and she knew she had to act quickly. She took out the charm Baba Ease had given her and held it over the pool. The charm began to glow brightly, and the dark energy in the pool started to recede. Suddenly, a dark shadow emerged from the pool, taking the shape of a fearsome creature. "I am the guardian of this darkness," the creature growled. "Who dares to challenge me?" "I am Adena," she replied bravely. "I come to stop you and protect my village." The creature laughed menacingly. "You think you can defeat me? Your powers are no match for mine." Adena remembered Baba Ease's words about the power of a pure heart. She closed her eyes and focused on all the love and kindness she had in her heart. The charm glowed even brighter, and a beam of light shot out, striking the dark creature. The creature roared in pain and tried to fight back, but Adena's pure heart was too strong. The light from the charm grew stronger and stronger, until the dark creature dissolved into nothingness. The dark energy in the pool vanished, and the cave was filled with a warm, golden light. Adena felt a wave of relief wash over her. She had done it. She had defeated the dark force and saved her village. She left the cave, and as she stepped outside, she saw the first light of dawn breaking through the trees. The forest seemed to come alive with joy, the birds singing louder and the animals dancing around her. Adena knew she had made a difference, not just for her village, but for the entire forest. With a heart full of pride and happiness, Adena began her journey back to the village, ready to share her story and the lessons she had learned. But she also knew that her adventures were far from over, and many more challenges awaited her in the future. As Adena made her way back to the village, she felt a deep sense of peace and accomplishment. She walked through the now vibrant forest, her heart light with the knowledge that she had restored balance. The sun was high in the sky when she finally reached her village, where everyone eagerly awaited her return. The villagers cheered as Adena appeared at the edge of the village. Her father ran to her and hugged her tightly. Neka and Chika were there too, their faces filled with gratitude and relief. "Adena, you have saved us all," her father exclaimed. Baba Ease stepped forward, his eyes twinkling with pride. "You have done well, Adena. You have shown great courage and a pure heart. The forest is safe once more, thanks to you." Adena smiled, feeling the love and support of her community. But she knew that her journey was not just about defeating the darkness in the forest. It was about proving to herself and others that kindness, bravery, and a pure heart could overcome any obstacle. Days passed, and life in the village returned to normal. Adena used her gift to help the villagers in many ways, healing the sick, growing crops, and protecting the animals. Neka and Chika had changed too. They were kinder and more helpful, and their relationship with Adena grew stronger. One evening, as the sun was setting, a stranger arrived in the village. He was a tall, regal man with a golden staff and a crown on his head. The villagers gathered around, curious about the visitor. "I am King Olimide, ruler of the neighboring kingdom," the man announced. "I have heard of the brave girl who saved her village from the dark force. I have come to seek her help." Adena stepped forward, her heart pounding. "I am Adena. How can I help you, Your Majesty?" King Olimide looked at her with kind eyes. "My kingdom is under threat from a terrible curse. My daughter, Princess Ifioma, has fallen into a deep sleep, and none of our healers can wake her. I have heard of your great powers and hope that you can save her." Adena felt a pang of fear but also a strong determination. She knew she had to help. "I will do my best, Your Majesty," she said. King Olimide smiled with gratitude. "Thank you, Adena. We will leave at first light." That night, Adena prepared for her journey. Her father, Neka, and Chika helped her pack food and supplies. Baba Ease gave her a new charm for protection and wisdom. "You have a great destiny, Adana," Baba Ease said. "Remember to trust in your heart and your gift. They will guide you through any challenge." The next morning, Adana set off with King Olumide and his guards. The journey to the neighboring kingdom was long and tiring, but Adana remained strong and hopeful. She knew that helping Princess Ifeoma was part of her destiny. When they arrived at the kingdom, Adana was amazed by its grandeur. The palace was made of shining marble, and beautiful gardens surrounded it. But there was a sadness in the air, as everyone worried about their beloved princess. King Olumide led Adana to Princess Ifeoma's chamber. The princess lay on a grand bed, looking as if she was simply asleep. But no matter how much anyone called her name or shook her gently, she did not wake up. Adana took a deep breath and approached the princess. She placed her hand on Ifeoma's forehead and closed her eyes, focusing on her gift. She felt a dark, heavy presence, similar to what she had felt in the cave. "There's a curse," Adana said. "But I can break it. I need some time and a quiet place to work." King Olumide nodded and led her to a peaceful garden. Adana sat down and held the charm Baba Ease had given her. She called upon her inner strength and the love she felt for helping others. Slowly, she began to unravel the dark magic that held Princess Ifeoma captive. Hours passed, and the sun began to set. Adana's energy was nearly spent, but she kept going, determined to save the princess. Finally, with one last effort, she felt the curse break. A wave of light and warmth washed over her. Back in the chamber, Princess Ifeoma stirred and opened her eyes. The palace erupted in cheers of joy and relief. King Olumide rushed to his daughter, tears streaming down his face. "You did it, Adana," he cried. "You saved my daughter and my kingdom. How can we ever repay you?" Adana smiled, feeling exhausted but happy. "Seeing Princess Ifeoma awake and knowing your kingdom is safe is all the reward I need." But deep down, Adana knew that this was just another step in her journey. Her destiny was far from complete, and many more adventures and challenges awaited her. Adana stayed in the kingdom for a few more days, resting and getting to know Princess Ifeoma. The two girls became fast friends, and Ifeoma was fascinated by Adana's stories and her gift. One morning, King Olumide called Adana to the throne room. "Adana, you have saved my daughter and my kingdom. We owe you a great debt. Please, let us offer you a reward." Adana thought for a moment. "Your Majesty, I would like to learn more about my gift and how to use it wisely. If you could help me find a teacher or a guide, that would be the greatest reward." King Olumide smiled. "I know just the person. There is a wise woman named Mama Kike who lives in the mountains. She is known for her knowledge of ancient magic and healing. I will send you to her with my best guards." Adana was grateful and excited about the opportunity. She bid farewell to Princess Ifeoma and set off for the mountains with King Olumide's guards. The journey was long and challenging, but Adana was determined to learn all she could from Mama Kike. When they finally reached the mountain village, Adana was struck by its beauty. The village was nestled among tall trees and surrounded by clear, sparkling streams. The guards led her to a small, cozy hut at the edge of the village. "Welcome, Adana," a gentle voice called out as they approached. An elderly woman with kind eyes and silver hair stood at the door. "I'm Mama Kike. I have been expecting you." Mama Kike invited Adana inside and offered her some herbal tea. They sat by the fire, and Adana told Mama Kike about her journey, her gift, and her desire to learn. "You have a strong and pure heart, Adana," Mama Kike said. "I can see why Baba Ease entrusted you with the charm. I will teach you what I know, but remember, the most important lessons come from within." For the next few weeks, Adana learned from Mama Kike. She studied the ancient arts of healing, protection, and communication with nature. Mama Kike also taught her about the balance of good and evil and how to use her powers responsibly. One evening, as they were watching the sunset, Mama Kike spoke with a serious tone. Adana, there is something you must know. There is a powerful sorcerer named Olabisai who seeks to use dark magic to control the lands. He is growing stronger every day. One day, you may have to face him to protect your village and others. Adana felt a chill run down her spine. I will do whatever it takes to protect my people, she said firmly. Thank you for preparing me, Mama Kike. Mama Kike nodded. Remember, Adana, true power comes from within. Trust in yourself and your gift, and you will be able to overcome any challenge. As Adana prepared to leave the mountain village, Mama Kike gave her a special amulet. This will help you in times of great need, she said. Use it wisely. Adana thanked Mama Kike and set off back to her village with a heart full of hope and determination. She felt stronger and more confident, ready to face any challenge that came her way. When she returned to her village, the villagers welcomed her with open arms. Her father, Neka, and Chika were overjoyed to see her again. Adana shared her experiences and the lessons she had learned with everyone, inspiring them to be kind and brave, but Adana knew that her journey was far from over. The threat of the sorcerer Olabisai loomed over the land, and she knew that one day she would have to face him. One night, as Adana was preparing for bed, she heard a faint whisper in the wind. Adana, we need your help, the voice said. It was coming from the direction of the forest. Adana quickly got dressed and headed towards the forest. As she entered the familiar woods, she saw a group of animals gathered around a large tree. The rabbit she had met before was there, along with the beavers and many other creatures. What's wrong? Adana asked, concerned. The sorcerer Olabisai has captured the guardian spirit of the forest, the rabbit said. Without the guardian, the forest will wither and die. You are the only one who can save her. Adana felt a surge of determination. Tell me where to find Olabisai, she said. The rabbit pointed towards the darkest part of the forest. He has taken her to the shadow caves. Be careful, Adana. Olabisai is very powerful. Adana nodded, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and resolve. She knew this would be her greatest challenge yet, but she was ready to face it. With the amulet from Mama Kike around her neck and her pure heart as her guide, she set off towards the shadow caves, ready to confront the sorcerer Olabisai and save the guardian spirit of the forest. Adana moved swiftly through the forest, the whispers of the animals guiding her. She soon arrived at the entrance to the shadow caves, a place filled with dark, swirling mist. The air was cold and heavy, but Adana pressed on, determined to save the guardian spirit. Inside the cave, the path was winding and treacherous. Adana used the light from her amulet to guide her steps. She could hear eerie echoes and the distant sound of dripping water. As she ventured deeper, she felt the presence of dark magic growing stronger. Finally, she reached a large chamber at the heart of the cave. There, bound by chains of dark energy, was the guardian spirit, a beautiful, ethereal figure with glowing eyes and shimmering wings. Standing before her was the sorcerer Olabisai, a tall figure cloaked in shadows, his eyes burning with malice. "Ah, Adana," Olabisai sneered. "I've heard much about you. But you are too late. The guardian spirit is mine, and soon, the entire forest will be under my control." Adana stood her ground, holding the amulet tightly. "I will not let you harm the forest or its guardian," she declared. "Your evil ends here." Olabisai laughed, a cold, chilling sound. "You think you can defeat me, child? Let's see how powerful you truly are." With a wave of his hand, Olabisai summoned dark creatures from the shadows. They rushed at Adana, but she stood firm, using the light from her amulet to fend them off. The creatures recoiled from the light, Hissing and snarling, drawing on the strength she had gained from her training with Mama Kike, Adena closed her eyes and focused on the love and courage within her heart. The amulet began to glow brighter, filling the chamber with a warm, golden light. Volebisai hissed and tried to cast a dark spell, but Adena's light was too powerful. The chains binding the guardian spirit began to dissolve. The guardian spirit, now free, joined her light with Adena's, creating a blinding beam that engulfed Olebisai. No! Olebisai screamed, as the light pierced through his dark magic, shattering it. The sorcerer's form disintegrated, and the darkness in the cave dissipated. The guardian spirit turned to Adena, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you, brave one. You have saved me and the forest. Your pure heart and courage have brought light where there was darkness." Adena felt a wave of relief and joy wash over her. "I couldn't have done it without the help of my friends and the wisdom of Mama Kike." The guardian spirit smiled. "You have a great destiny, Adena. The forest and its creatures will always be in your debt. Whenever you need help, just call, and we will be there." With that, the guardian spirit touched Adena's amulet, infusing it with even more power. "This amulet will now connect you to the heart of the forest. Use it wisely." Adena thanked the guardian spirit and made her way back through the cave, the path now clear and bright. When she emerged from the shadow caves, she was greeted by the animals of the forest, who cheered for her bravery. Returning to the village, Adena was welcomed as a hero. Her father, Neka, and Chika embraced her, tears of joy in their eyes. Baba Ease, who had sensed the shift in the forest's energy, smiled proudly at her. "You have fulfilled another part of your destiny, Adena," Baba Ease said. "But remember, your journey is just beginning. Always keep your heart pure and your spirit brave." Adena nodded, feeling a deep sense of purpose. She knew that while she had faced great challenges, there would be more to come. But with the support of her family, friends, and the creatures of the forest, she was ready for whatever adventures lay ahead. And so, Adena's story continued, filled with courage, kindness, and the promise of a bright future. She had proven that no matter how dark the world might seem, a pure heart and a brave spirit could bring light and hope to all.